can see that for her brokerage account, she only put in about $134. What? The brokerage account ought to have more. Hello guys, welcome to my channel. In this channel, we discuss finance, entrepreneurship, money, business, success, anything and everything that's important, that's necessary and essential for your success. You are highly welcome back. We've been following CNBC Make It Millennial Money. So what we do is review millennials and their money. How do millennials make their money and how do they spend their money? So I have done the first episode, which you can click on this link here for it. This is the second episode where we discuss about another millennial that's living on $100,000 a year in Fairfax, Virginia. So hope you are as interested as I am. Analyze this millennial. What is she doing right? And where is she making mistake and needs to get better? In the course of it, you too will get tips and tricks on money, finance, investment, and several other things that's needed, that's important, that's necessary for your success. I am teaching you everything finance, anything and everything finance. I'll give it to you in this channel. So smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, and let's start running.
For someone in their mid-20s who still lives at home with their parents, I thought it would be really cool to represent that population and share my pros and cons of living at home and the pros and cons of the finance part of it as well.
Yes, she's in her mid-20s and she's living with her parents. Okay, she said pros and cons. I will agree with her. There are pros and cons when you live with your parents in your mid-20s. Before she even starts, the pros is that you save money because you're not paying for rent and you're not paying for all those things that your parents take care of, like toiletries, and there are several things you enjoy when you stay with your parents, really. I will say that there's nothing wrong in staying with your parents in your mid-20s. There's nothing wrong. What's important is have a vision for your life. Once you have a vision and working towards it, there's no harm in staying with your parents in your mid-20s. But it's even a privilege. I've actually missed staying with my parents. I've missed it a lot. So it's actually a privilege, and if you have it, please take it and make best use of it. The con that could be there is if your parents are imposing, like they're like, come and sit down here, come and do this, don't do that, don't. As a millennial, you want liberation, you want to have freedom, and they are curtailing those freedom to an unnecessary degree. It could be a con, but we don't know what our case is. So let's go through this video and see what exactly is our own case.
Hi, my name is Kristina Truong. I'm 24 years old. I make around $100,000 per year and I live in Fairfax, Virginia.
Wow, 24-year-old, and she's already making $100,000 a year. Hey, goodness, people are making money. At young age, she's already making $100,000. Wow, that's fantastic. And she was complaining of staying with her parents. You better keep staying with your parents and keep making more.
I'm a project manager for a digital consulting firm in the DC area. I also own a cupcake company called District Cupcake. We do event and office catering in the DC and Northern Virginia area.
She works in project management and also has her own cupcake company. That's excellent. Despite working in project management in a company, she also have her own side hustle. Millennials, see what our colleague is doing. Oh, you see what our colleague is doing? She has her own job and you still have other side hustle of making money. We are in the modern era. You shouldn't just hope in using one income stream to make money. What are other income streams that you think you can learn from this video of making your own money? But by the way, these cupcakes look so tasty. They look so beautiful. I'm even feeling hungry. I feel like eating it from the video. Like I just feel like entering inside this video and taking this cupcake and run away with it. Sometimes I even wonder, how do they make as beautiful as this? See the way, it's curling around and forming a flower. How are they able to put it together and it form this kind of exact shape? I used to wonder, like, how do they make it so good and so nice like this? Wow. How do you make it?
Thankfully, I've been very blessed to still have my job during the COVID pandemic. I think right now I'm working a little bit more because there's less of a line between work and life balance. My dad came here first, but they actually met in English-speaking school, which is an immigrant love story, I guess. My dad promised that he would tutor my mom, which did not happen. He just wanted to go on a date with her, and the rest is history.
I love the dad. He's a smart guy.
Being so young and seeing my parents struggle with their finances gave me the mindset of not wanting the same for myself or for my family. That lesson has stuck with me growing up.
You see, I keep saying it. Coming from a poor background should not put your back to the ground. A good number of millionaires came from poor and wretched families. And because they saw the challenge that their parents could not overcome, they were like, no, my case will be different. I must overcome these money challenges. And they did.
Then even in college, anything that wasn't going towards student debt repayment or my apartment rent, I was saving up everything.
Saving up everything? When people say saving up, investment is the way forward to actually liberate yourself from poverty and financial difficulty, not saving your money in the bank. The interest rate is nothing to write home about.
So I moved back in with my mom, dad, and sister because I wanted to, one, pay off my student loan debt and also be able to pay for my sister's college. And the rent in this area is not too favorable, so decided to stay here for a couple years and pay off all my debt and save up for my sister's college tuition.
That's what I was saying initially. Don't just move back home as a sign of laziness. Move back home because you have plans of making your life better, of paying back your student loan, of planning and strategizing your life in order to become who you want to be. She moved back home to save up, pay her student loan, and even pay for her sister's school fees. Wow, that's been generous. Stop feeling ashamed to move back home to your parents' house because you finished from college. It's not a crime. Who made it a crime for you? As long as you have plan, you have strategy, you have goals that you want to implement during this period, there's nothing wrong.
Unfortunately, my mom has been laid off due to coronavirus, and I'm paying a little bit more each month towards our mortgage and utilities because of that. Our family splits our household.
Yes, the chat that I love so much. Let's go there. How does she spend her money? How?
Budget by mortgage, utilities, and any subscription services. So I pay for $400 to $500 a month on the mortgage, $100.
The bulk of our money goes to savings and investment. I'm a fan of investing compared to savings. So I would say, if possible, she should roll the money of savings into investment. The return you get on your investment will be much higher. If she can combine the savings and the investment to be only investment, that would be appreciable. And for her investment, she's spending on 401k, Roth, IRA, and brokerage. I love the brokerage account. If she can put more of her money in the brokerage account, that would be splendid. Now, for donations, she donates around $270. Wow, that's a lot. She must really be a very generous person. We need more givers in our society. Not just people that want to take, but people that are willing to give. For housing, $400, and which she spent on 20% of her parents' mortgage, which is still very kind of her. After all, she's staying in her parents' house, so assisting them in paying the mortgage is actually a very smart move. The food, $200, I have nothing to criticize there. Business, $200, which she spent on social media supplies. I'm surprised that she's only spending about $200 on her business. I would expect for her to spend more money on business. So spending $200 on business, I wish she can even do a detailed overview of how she spent this money. $200 just on business seems relatively low. I don't think $200 will be enough to run a business. The phone is $160. $160? How can someone spend $160 on phone? I expect she's paying for everybody in the family, because that's really a lot of money to spend on phone. I'm shocked that someone can spend $160 on phone. Like, who are you calling? Are you calling heaven and earth to spend $160 on phone? Transportation, $149, and she spent on car payment, gas, insurance, Ubers. It's okay. The utilities, she spent on cable, electric, heat, water, Wi-Fi, a reasonable expenditure, and the means which she spent on entertainment and shopping is very okay. So, looking at her spending, I would say that it's the savings that I can really pick out and the phone bills. So, for the savings, spending $2,000 on the savings is really a lot of money to spend on savings. If you can convert it to investment, that will be much more better than just keeping your money in the bank where they give you a very low interest rate. Also, on the phone, except there be further information on that, for now, it's really a ridiculous amount of money to spend on just phone bills.
$100 for utilities and $160 for all of our phone lines. I really enjoy credit card shopping. I like to look at the latest deals and points that I can get. I just got the Chase Preferred credit card, so they changed their welcome offer. If you spend $4,000 within the first 3 months, you get $750 worth of travel credit, which is awesome.
Smart move. Don't just go for credit card for the sake of going for credit card. Look for how you will maximize your credit cards. And that's what she's doing, which I will encourage you to do too. Look for what you will gain and how you will gain it. And before making a move to get a credit card,
try to use credit cards as much as I can. I have a little system set up where I know which card to use when I grocery shop, which card I should use when I buy clothes or entertainment, and how to get the best cashback deal for that.
Using credit card and paying back is a good way of building your credit score, which will help you in getting a mortgage to buy your own house. She has a system which you use to monitor the cards to use. I think it's actually good for you to know the credit card that you have and the one that is best matched to use at any point in time, and to use a tracker or a system for it. Don't just have it in Excel, have it on your phone so that when you're with it, you will just go through your phone and see which one will match best for it and go for it.
I started a cupcake company because my mom and my sister love baking, and we always would make cakes or cupcakes for family or family friends, and I really wanted to monetize it. So started this company officially the beginning of this year. We had a few pop-up shops. We work with our corporate clients to do event catering, and we do individual orders. I don't do any of the baking. I always ask to help out, but my mom and my sister tell me to stay as far away from the kitchen as possible. So I just do deliveries or fold boxes, all that boring stuff.
Kristina has been making smart moves, good and smart financial moves. Don't just have a passion for something. Look for how you monetize your passion, as Kristina put it, monetize. Passion is not enough to become rich. Think of how you will monetize it to become rich, and that's what Kristina is actually doing.
In the beginning, before COVID, we had a pretty consistent stream of sales because we were mainly targeting corporate clients who have reoccurring meetings or events. We were making around $500 a week from that. Unfortunately, because of COVID, our orders have fluctuated a bit, so some weeks we're making 10 cakes and other weeks we don't have any orders. Right now, our finances are a little bit up and down, but I have high hopes for the company.
COVID-19 is not an excuse to slow down your business. In fact, it's a reason to boost your business, because if people have stopped going to work, does not mean they have stopped working. So look for ways of sending it to their houses. They were eating it in their corporate meeting. They will eat it in their house meeting. So anyhow, send it to them. Join Uber, Deliveroo, and several other home delivery services to ship it to them. I don't see any problem with the business. It's just you need to be more flexible. The way people work have changed. So the way you deliver to them should change. And once you implement it, be back to business as soon as possible.
Everything that we're making, we're reinvesting back into it. So me, my mom, and my sister don't take any money from the company.
You see, people that want to grow their business are not in a hurry. They are not rushing to make money and throw the business away. But they are more interested in reinvesting it into the business, and which is a very good way of doing business.
I was able to pay for college because my cousin actually is a super genius and got scholarships to all of the Ivy Leagues.
What? All the Ivy Leagues? All? This Kevin must really be smart. All the Ivy Leagues? That's... I like when people are very brilliant. Goodness. All the Ivy Leagues? Kevin.
And he had a Virginia 529 plan, which he actually gave to me, and that funded around half of my college tuition.
Can you see what's happening in this family? Not just in the immediate family, but in the extended family. They love giving to each other, supporting each other. And that's what family should be. Helping one another to grow, to build, to develop. And it's really exemplified in this family.
I paid off my subsidized student loans first throughout my college years through various jobs and internship money, and I paid off all of my unsubsidized student loans the end of 2018, so right now I'm completely debt-free. I decided to pay my sister's college tuition because my cousin paid for around half of mine. Because he gave me that gift of education, I really want to do the same for my sister and not have that hanging over her head or my parents' head.
Wow. So they paid for her, they paid half of her own. She wants to pay full for her sister's own. Wow, yeah. It's a very generous offer. But I'm thinking from the line of investment. If she can pay half of her sister's own so that she can invest the rest in order to create revenue, we should be able to look for how to mix being generous and growing your business. So if you're combining both of them at the same time, that would be better than just doing one and leaving the other one. Because if you put the whole money in paying school fees, it's not generating money for you until she graduates. And when she graduates, start looking for a job again. That takes a while too. So if she can try to invest some and use some to pay her sister's school fees, that would be much preferable. She's saving the rest for a down payment on a home. Saving the rest, I would prefer she's investing the rest for a down payment on a home, because when you save money, it doesn't really increase. Effect of compounding interest comes in when you are investing compared to when you are saving. So I think it will be better if she's investing this money than just saving the money for a down payment. You need to generate money. That's a better way of making money than just paying something off at once.
We were having trouble making our house payments and eventually had to decide whether or not to sell my mom's nail shop and foreclose our house.
As I watch these CNBC videos, I discovered that people that make good decisions are not people that were not affected by loss, but they choose to learn their lesson and move forward. And that's what life is about. It's not about when you lose, it's about learn your lesson and move forward.
The biggest lesson I've learned about money is to have an emergency fund saved up, especially seeing everything happen with the pandemic and my mom losing her job. Having that emergency fund that I set up initially has really helped our family throughout this time.
You can invest and use your investment as the emergency fund. She has a lot of money in her emergency fund saved up. Imagine investing this money. It will be much more better.
Something I wish I learned about money 10 years ago is the power of compound interest. That's something that I'm currently doing right now, but I wish I had started a little bit earlier.
So we see that she put about $732 in her 401k. The rule for putting money in your 401k is put as much as your employer will match. because as we expect, tax will go up in the future. Then shift the rest to your Roth IRA. You can see that for her brokerage account, she only put in about $134. What? The brokerage account ought to have more. So you see, that's where she's making the mistake. If she convert all these savings pin that she put in different account into her brokerage account and use it as an emergency fund, as an investment, that will give her a higher yield than just putting a barest minimum into her brokerage account.
I also have a Webull and Robinhood account where I have a couple $100s worth of stocks in there, but
she has a Webull and Robinhood account. And you see, that's how you invest. And if you too want to have your Webull and Robinhood account, check the link in the description for you to have 4 free stocks even while you are starting. Free money. Don't you like it?
Eventually, my goal is to be more financially literate so I can invest a little bit more.
Good. She wants to be more financially literate. Tell her to subscribe to my channel because this channel is all about making people financially literate. Tell you and teach you everything and anything that you need to know about making money. Don't you want to be financially literate? Smash the subscribe button now and let's get started learning about money and everything finance.
Faith has played a big role in my life, especially growing up. I was not too spiritual, but since I've come to know the Word of God, I've been really involved in my church community, as well as attending church every Sunday, now virtually. But it's great to have that community of believers that I can depend on and call my friends.
Yeah, I can relate with this. Faith, believers, they have a way of making you bound with them. Family, being inclined to something higher than our world, something higher than you.
I donate around $600 to $700 a month to the Rover Foundation, which I found out throughout my church. The charity goes to different third world countries to provide education and spread the word of God to children in need, and I'm very passionate about that.
Church have different platforms to give to the needy, to give to people in need, and I totally support it, you giving to people, and because life is not just about you, only you living your own life. It's about you living and doing things higher than your own self, helping people in need as much as you can. But that should not stop you from investing. If you invest, you can even give more in the future.
I feel very comfortable living in Fairfax with this salary, mainly because I'm living at home.
So you see, living at home pays because she's enjoying it.
But ultimately, when I do end up moving out, I hope to make a little bit more just to be able to put a down payment on a house and pay off my mortgage each month. So hopefully within the next year or so, I aim to make about 120 to 130K.
Not a little bit more. You have to make more and more and more and more, a little bit. You are still 24, you are very young. At 24, you have opportunity to make as much money as you can.
It feels really good to be able to help my parents out. I know that growing up, they have worked 12-hour days to be able to provide for me and my sister. So just to be able to do the same and not have them worry about how they're going to pay off their mortgage or how they're going to pay for my sister's tuition is a really great feeling for me, and it makes me feel like I'm working towards something more than just myself.
And that's the dream of every parent, not just you collecting, but that someday you too can give to them even more than what they've given to you. You were blessed not just for your own self, but to be a blessing to others. And she's exemplifying it. Overall, this is a great video, living beyond yourself. Should I even change the title of this video to living beyond yourself? Yeah, that's the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching. I'm so happy. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. See you in the next episode of CNBC Make It Millennial Money.